Hand clap to the massive guys. We are finally back again for another reaction on the one and only Mystelics reaction channel, guys. Big up all the Mystelics YouTube family have definitely tuned into another reaction, and of course look out there. Big up yourself as well for definitely tuning into this here reaction. If you've not done so, guys, definitely do what? Subscribe and turn on that post notification, guys. Click the subscribe button, click the bell, and then click all so you'll be pretty much notified when I drop all my videos right there and then. And guys, don't forget to download the Mystelics YouTube app in the first comment in the comment box below. All the Mystelics YouTube family, give this video a thumbs up right now. I would appreciate that. Thumbs up the button. Bow. Simple and easy, guys. And don't forget to share this video right there and then, guys. There's a number of things that is taking place, especially when it comes on to the Prime Minister saying things and making it seem as if it is his idea that is running out all over the place right there, guys. But of course, I must make mention of this particular thing. We're gonna be talking about the very Mary Jane vibes. The marijuana, the Mary Jane, guys, whatever you want, cannabis, or whatever you guys, especially when it deals with agriculture. I think it's important to point this out. This individual said it right there. It was the Watchman's idea. Well, first of all, I think it was Papi who was talking about the very marijuana. I think somebody else stated this in the comment box in my previous reaction. They spoke about Papi was the one who saw the idea of pushing the Mary Jane, but it was not only Papi around that time speaking about it. It was also Lennox Linton speaking about that very thing and saying how it can be used. Even previous elections, before Skerrit them got involved in that whole thing, Lennox them was talking about even the utilization of cannabis and this kind of thing. It wasn't just Papi alone. I think Papi was the one who pretty much got the awareness out there, but it wasn't too long afterwards Lennox them picked up that sort of trail and tried to do something about it in this regard right there. To the point we'll get into that, but this individual is saying it was the watchman. It was the watchman's idea. You will see him in a while. He approached the government with the idea and he didn't get a favorable response. That is false. He did not approach the government. The government of Dominica actually approached him after they saw them with Skerrit. After Skerrit them saw him with Lennox Linton. That is what actually happened right there. And of course, he did get a favorable response to the point where the Prime Minister literally invited the watchman down to Dominica. This is a picture of them right there. This is them right there. This is after they met with Lennox. Let me bring it back. This is actually Lennox Linton and the watchman right there, guys. That was them in Colorado. And Lennox did not know Elvis, the watchman. They didn't know each other. But Lennox was interested in the cannabis industry and went to Colorado. Of course, Colorado is the leading. Colorado is like the top tier of the Mary Jane. They are the ones who decriminalized it and looking to have it, the beneficial. I think I spoke about the nurses, not the nurses, the nuns, the marijuana nuns. They are also in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. I think when I watched the documentary, they were speaking about Colorado right there. I don't think it's California. I think it's Colorado. Anyways, they did not know each other at all. They had no clue. Guys, my phone is ringing. Anyways, guys, they had no clue about each other. So Lennox went to Colorado to find out a bit more information about the Mary Jane stuff. So although Papi spoke about it, Lennox was actively trying his best to see if he can find out more information and went to Colorado as a result of this. They met up together because of a journalist. Lennox met a journalist, and the journalist mentioned this individual. This is how they ended up meeting up together. Okay, and the journalist said that there's a Dominican who is actually in Colorado who's doing the very thing that he's talking about, and that is how they ended up meeting. So Lennox took on the initiative for him to go to Colorado to find out a bit more of the marijuana industry, and as a result of that, he met another Dominican as a result of a journalist. And this individual is one of the individuals involved in I showed you guys on the actually interviewed him on the podcast, BrBpTV podcast, and he has another product, a sunscreen product, not just for sunscreen but for your skin as well, and of course revitalizing the skin and whatever, blah blah blah. I still have the products there and I tend to use them from time to time. So he's the one who's really the guy behind the whole thing, so to speak. Lennox went and met him. And of course, as a result of that, they had several meetings and what have you in that regard right there. They had several meetings and, he met with some of the business partners. I think some of them are there, some of them are not there. But he met with some of the business partners, Elvis business partners, Watchman business partners. And of course, he was going around and finding out different information and what have you. So this is before Skerrit them came into the picture, okay? So the individual stating this thing right there, yeah, it was Lennox's idea in Dominica to try to get it and then doing the action and trying to find information by going to Colorado. And then afterwards, when Skerrit them saw Lennox them with them, that's when Skerrit them invited him. Skerrit invited him into Dominica. But it's a rather funny thing right there, guys. And this is what gets gets it a bit more interesting, because if you look at this, guys, you can see that's the whole drawdown of the whole thing. Skerrit states marijuana is not the way forward for economic growth, which was absolutely foolish at a time when marijuana was just becoming legalized, so to speak, and it was being pushed, and the industries being pushed, brought in billions of dollars to the different industries that were actually pushing the Mary Jane right there, the different products as a medical thing. But Skerrit said, no, it's not the way forward for economic growth. Lennox meets with Papi Edwards, Dominican living in Colorado. That's because of the journalist, and you can see right there, Papi Edwards has mastered using marijuana for medicine purposes and other products, which of course you guys saw in the podcast, BrBpTV podcast. Skerrit brings Papi Edwards to Dominica. That is correct. He brought him to Dominica. He brought him and his team to Dominica. You will see some of his team right there. You see this girl and this guy, and you see Lennox. So it was not about a political thing. It was more of trying to get the industry, marijuana industry, going in Dominica. And you also see the girl right there and this guy. So these are part of his entourage, so to speak. But it's rather interesting, Skerrit saying no, it would not be the way forward. Skerrit takes Papi Edwards' idea and gives to a white man billionaire who was stopped in St. Kitts bringing millions and marijuana seeds to Dominica to start. You remember, guys, showed you the previous check out the previous reaction, guys. That is what I was talking about right there. There was a guy who came and he said Skerrit's friend, all Skerrit's friends seem to be getting arrested. Check out the previous reaction, guys. So for those of you who think I don't know what I'm talking about, you have the wrong one. This is done behind Dominica's people's back, while Skerrit had no plans of legalizing marijuana, and maintaining marijuana is not the way forward for economic standpoint. It could have been that they brought the individual in, Skerrit then brought the individual in, the billionaire guy in, for them to see if they can do something, you know, behind closed doors. Behind closed doors. The guy got arrested in St. Kitts. That is what we're dealing with, guys. This is why I tend to bring this information out to you guys, so you guys think. And this is not how I'm supposed to be doing my reaction, but I think it's relevant based on the previous reaction I did, and I'll post the previous reaction so you guys can check it out in the comment box below, guys, because you need to definitely check this out as well. He got arrested. He took the idea. Skerrit them asking for a proposal, which they did, and let me show you the proposal. I have it there too. So this is the proposal that this is a part of the proposal right there, stating how much money can be made out of utilizing a level of an amount of acres, and of course a certain planting of the Mary Jane plants right there. Starting in 2019, Consulting Group will start a minimum with 1,000 acres of farmland, which of course will create this among selected female hemp seed to be planted, propagated, and of course blah blah blah. So you see the breakdown there right there, guys. 1,700 plants per acre times 1,000 will give 1.7 million plants right there, guys. And there's more. Let's scroll down, and of course you can read this stuff for yourself, but I want to show you guys the proposal that was sent out. That was 2019. Okay, I think Papi them, Elvis them, the Watchman them actually met Skerrit in 2018, and of course this proposal was given if things were done in this regard when it comes down to this. So when Skerrit them want to talk about, oh, they want to be in farming now and all kind of thing, and trying to push the very things that they say that they seem to have we finally see the light for us to push it in. Ted Calbas. Anyways, guys, as you can see right there, guys, I was just interrupted right there, but like I was saying, guys, this is actually the proposal that was given and the conclusion based of it, what could have happened as a result of the amount of plants that were produced and the amount of farmers that would have gotten involved into this as a result of 2019. Let me make this thing bigger for you guys. Making this thing bigger for you guys. 1,000, 3,000, 6,000, 9,000, 12,000 acres, creating that surplus of money and the amount of plants that can be produced as a result of this, and the farmers getting involved in this as well. 2019 would have, of course, have about 10,000 farmers to plant the seeds, the gross would have been $26 million, guys. $26 million in revenue, by the way. And of course, in 2020, it would have gone up. You know, they increase it. They bring 30,000 farmers. Most likely, they would have to bring people from overseas to come in because not everybody in Dominica is a farmer. And of course, look at the amount of farmers that would be needed to bring forth the kind of surplus that would be there. And of course, a thriving economy in the very hemp production as well. Let me bring this back for you guys. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. And there were projections right there, guys. Projections in this regard for the very thing. Okay? You could use it for pharmaceuticals, blah, blah, blah. 2019 would have produced this amount. Right, guys? $26 million. Alright? Continuing 2020, the projection would have been about $79 million. 2021, $159 million. 2022, $238 million and counting. 2023, next year, would have been about close to $500 million in the production right there as a result of the very proposal that was sent to the Prime Minister, which of course ignored. But the video I want to show you guys, there's videos of Lennox, you know, being a part of you know, learning the different hemp stuff with the very individual right there who's from Dominica. And of course, they found out, Lennox and them found out that they were close in terms of where they live. Lennox is from Marigot and Elvis them is from Calibishi, Wesley area. So, you know, and living in Colorado and what have you. Anyways, guys, I want you guys to listen to the video right there. You might say, oh, Mystelics, you don't know what you're saying. Oh, it's not true. Skerrit never said that. Not true. Let's listen to the video right there, guys.
With 20,000 acres of fertile land, growing a well-planned, market-driven mix of bananas, plantains, coconuts, root tubers, coffee, cocoa, cashews, ginger, vanilla, cannabis, and nature island flowers, we set the stage to earn hundreds of millions of dollars annually from the export of these commodities and the health and wellness products that can be created and manufactured from them. Thousands of new sustainable jobs will be created.
Thousands! You saw the amount of farmers that Dominica do have, because Dominica have about 60,000 people. And of course, in the production of 2023, you saw about 120,000 farmers doing this. I mean, come on. I mean, the Asian community might want to come down and help out too. Hey, bring them in, because we have all those people there. And of course, that will create an amount of surplus for the people to get an amount of money right there.
An equitable value chain participation for all stakeholders in the industries developed around our gift of nature island plants will ensure fair shares for the benefits of wealth creation for all.
For all, not some, not hiding behind the people back and then some billionaire from wherever come down to Dominica to say trying to bring about $1.3 million worth of seedlings to be planted in, and no Dominican knows about this. The only time Dominicans knew about these guys is when the guy got caught in St. Kitts. They never tell the people nothing. This is why I keep telling you, I keep mentioning the luxury boats. The Prime Minister is talking about removing all kind of fees and all these things from the rich for them to enjoy whatever they enjoy, and then the people will look at them and be inspired. Hey, I want to be like that. Not true. But you keeping the people down without making surplus coming to the Caribbean or coming to Dominica. And that was a way forward for the people. A way forward. They are literal people call themselves nuns, marijuana nuns, and they are making millions upon millions of dollars per year in that field. They have a nice little section, like some acres or whatever, and they planting marijuana and they distributing across the world. But this is what Skerrit says.
At age 40, there are also some adult conversations we need to have as a nation.
So we go back to Skerrit.
In this basket of high performers in the global trade of agricultural products, cannabis, because of its versatility in providing medicinal, fooding and clothing and shelter solutions.
Yes, it can also be used as clothing. The fibers of yeah, that's true. I even forget about that.
offers the greatest growth prospects for our nature island economy.
And imagine Dominica taking that on in 2019, guys. Imagine Dominica took this on. You had the right set of people. You right Colorado these individuals came from. You have the right set of people who have been dealing with these things and producing for all sorts of things in the United States. All sorts of Walmart, well, just name it, they produce. Anyways, they were doing their thing, and of course they were one of the individuals who, you know, cemented in that thing. So they're the factories and what have you, and of course they made a proposal to plant these things in Dominica, which of course would have elevated Dominica financially, especially when it comes down to the agricultural sector. Not just planting cannabis, but also planting other things what Lennox them mentioned a while ago. And none of that happened. That was when CBI wasn't falling. So the Prime Minister didn't care. They didn't care.
There is therefore an urgent need for Dominica to consider and come to terms with the issues involved in humanizing, legalizing, and industrializing cannabis in the interest of national health, wellness, and resilient economic development.
True. See, that's $1 billion industry in its infancy stage. In its infancy stage, Makwesa. This is the Prime Minister now.
Decriminalization of limited quantities of marijuana and the use of certain potencies of marijuana for medicinal purposes is another issue we must confront, having reached the age of 40. Dominica does not need anyone to dictate to it what its policy on this issue should be or must be.
But that's what Dominica has always been doing. Because the rest of the world has criminalized it. Dominica's criminalized it as well. Only now we're checking, boy. It might have some benefits, you know. It might have some benefits, you know, boy. Let's see if we can do a little something.
I, Roosevelt Skerrit, might very well vote no on this issue.
Let's listen to that again.
Or must be. I, Roosevelt Skerrit, might very well vote no on this issue.
Might vote no to decriminalize it. So that people can have a little something here. Let's go back. Well, you probably didn't know.
Dominica does not need anyone to dictate to it what its policy on this issue should be or must be. I, Roosevelt Skerrit, might very well vote no on this issue. And the use of certain potencies of marijuana for medicinal purposes is another issue we must confront. Might very well vote no on this issue.
In our 2040 manifesto, our social contract with the people of Dominica, as part of the plan to modernize and grow Dominica's vital agricultural sector, we were guided by growing legalization of cannabis and the economic potential of cannabis extracts, resolving unmet medical needs of patients worldwide.
Yep.
We subsequently participated in education programs organized by the Oracle Group, which broadened and strengthened our understanding. It also caused us to question, why is it that here in Dominica, we are not moving with greater speed and purpose to maximize the varied benefits of cannabis, which have been discussed for many years.
You know why? Because it didn't come from them. It's not their idea. That's why. Just like the stadium that we would have had an indoor gymnasium. But we have the stadium that we have right now. What the government did when it changed, they uproot what was being done to create the indoor gymnasium, and they threw it away in the sea. And they put their own thing there. Because it's not their idea, they then want to remove. They can't say, oh, they continued on that. Even the World Crowd Music Festival is not their idea. Thank God they didn't uproot it and try to put something else. Because they realized how prosperous it was.
At meetings of the CARICOM heads of government, and are now featured in the report of the CARICOM Commission on Cannabis presented to the CARICOM heads of government meeting earlier this month.
And I will say to you that marijuana or the use of marijuana is not going to be an economic transformation of Dominica.
But you foolish. Use one foolish man. Use one foolish man and understanding. And guys, I have seen a number of documentaries when it comes on to marijuana. And the amount of money that it is bringing in. Now guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not for the smoking of marijuana. I think the smoking itself is dangerous because smoking creates carbon monoxide. Smoking depletes oxygen, and if you put smoke in your lungs, smoking takes away oxygen from your body. This is why sometimes you notice when people smoke for the first time, they cough a lot because they're anyways. This is the projection right there, and the Prime Minister himself.
And I will say to you that marijuana or the use of marijuana is not going to be an economic transformation of Dominica.
But yet still he brought down somebody, a billionaire, with $1.3 million worth of seeds, marijuana seeds, to come to Dominica. Not true. I could be wrong. Maybe what I see is not what I see. Maybe what I see is not what I see. But the Prime Minister is saying this.
That marijuana or the use of marijuana is not going to be an economic transformation of Dominica. That's not going to change for economic well-being, my friends. So let us not depend on it.
So, and that's what I like about videos, you know, guys. Now the Prime Minister wants to get involved with marijuana. If you believe this that you just see there,
that marijuana or the use of marijuana is not going to be an economic transformation of Dominica.
Boy, I tell you, boy, that is the man that running the country. And now he did the same man, Mr. that said that. He said, if not CBI, what else? Now today, they want to go back to agriculture. And now, you can check DNO, you can check DNO, you can check our news. These guys want to go into the very thing that they say will not create economic growth in Dominica.
That's not going to change for economic well-being, my friends. So let us not depend on it.
The Prime Minister continues to fall further and further behind regional leaders on another important socio-economic issue with massive major island development implications.
Reginald was right. He said Dominica seems to be last in everything. And guess what? They are the ones in charge of that. Look it right there in all your face. Guys, share this to all the labor rights and share that to all of them. Just share this video. Go on Facebook, go on Twitter, go on where up next the Instagram. Share the link and what have you. Share it with your friends. This is why Dominica doesn't go forward, because we have incompetent people leading the government of Dominica. And when the competent people come and tell people about this, look it right there. The competent people who have gone to find out the research and seen the projections and the amount of money that can be created as a result of these things. And has been done. It is one thing to say it has not been done, you know, but it is being done. Dominica would have started long time, and of course this is what we would have been. This would have been much better than the agriculture that we used to get over. We used to get between 80 to 90, 100,000, I think 120,000, $120 million we got when we did agriculture on the UWP. That would have surpassed that. Surpassed that. Right now we're making about $15 million in agriculture compared to what we would have made this year. The projections, and this is projections, you know, based on how the economy and the world is going on this thing, we would have been ahead of time, and that would have been a minimum number. That'll probably be that number right there, because we'd be supplying to the world. Remember we spoke about water in 2013. The very Prime Minister them was speaking about putting water, distributing water across the world. That never happened. Never happened. Now we only have one bottle of water that is Dominica's own. And we imported water into the Caribbean, traded water. We have this, what Dasani or whatever. We have Oasis we have Antigua water, we have all kind of things in Dominica. And guess what? The water is cheaper than our own water in the local environment. Let me continue.
At this rate, we will repeat the experience of the cruise and the tourism industry, where all the critical tools that needed to be put in place to facilitate growth.
That money could have been used to go into the tourism industry. We are not doing the best in tourism. We are one of the worst in tourism in Dominica, even though we consider ourselves to be the nature isle of the Caribbean. We are doing one of the worst in the Caribbean when it comes down to tourism. The monies can be, you can literally ask any economist out there, anyone who knows anything about Dominica, they will tell you the way forward is agriculture in Dominica. The Prime Minister apparently didn't see that for how much years? 20 years? Or 20 years thereabout? They didn't see that. Now CBI is going down. They know where to go now, agriculture. And now they're trying to get into the Mary Jane industry. When Lennox was preaching that all the time since 2018. So we see it on record right there. Guys, you don't understand what is keeping you down. When you're trying to get a little measly money on $1 billion industry, you get a little $5,000-$10,000. The Prime Minister even giving you that, or the government or Dominica giving you that, trying to dish out something. I even saw Gaston Brown giving people $100-$200. I'll do a reaction on that. People send me those videos. I'll do a reaction on that too, to let you understand the mind frame of Skerrit's friends, because that is Skerrit's friends. Gaston them is Skerrit's them friend. Look, Lennox talking about the very thing that would have helped Dominica elevate its standing in its infancy, the marijuana industry in its infancy, back in 2018, 2019. The meeting that were held there that you saw there, that was in 2018. So in 2019, they took this thing seriously, would have been gone.
10 and 15 years after they've been implemented elsewhere, and the country is experiencing the growth we're talking about. We, Madam Speaker, are continuing our stakeholder consultations on cannabis, and we are currently working to complete an inventory of the cannabis varieties in Dominica to be tested for their medicinal content. We recognize that in the Caribbean, cannabis and Rastafari cannot be separated. That Rastafari has stood alone in the defense of a plant and thereby in defense of the natural systems that comprise our environment. So we extend our respect for Caribbean Rastafari brothers and sisters who have stridently, stoically, and knowingly stood up for plants everywhere. Yes, sir.
Guys, this is where I'm gonna stop this thing. I mean, there's more videos and stuff I can post out. Depending on what's going on, I can definitely do that in the next reaction video, guys. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? $1 billion industry, the Prime Minister of a country known as the Nature Isle of the Caribbean, is saying to natural products that what?
And I will say to you that marijuana or the use of marijuana is not going to be a economic transformation of Dominica.
That is the Prime Minister of the Nature Isle of the Caribbean that's saying these things. Guys, what are your thoughts, man? If you understand this video, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get more videos as they tend to come through right there and then. I'll see you guys in the next reaction video.